family would ever know of his fate, a question which could have been asked of so many relatives. After the war, he lobbied for a monument to the unknown fallen. Now, the story of the selection of a body and the journey through Dover to Westminster Abbey may be well known to you. And this unknown soldier was buried with the honours of Field Marshal on the 11th of November 1920, becoming the focus of families whose loved ones had no known resting place, completing the Reverend Railton's vision. In 1921, Field Marshal Sir Douglas Haig founded the British Legion and the Haig Fund, now known as the Poppy Appeal, to assist ex-service personnel through public donation. And as you know, the poppy is that delicate flower which grew on the broken soil of the battlefields of France and Flanders. It's evocatively captured in the poetic words of a Canadian Army doctor, Lieutenant Colonel John McCrae. In Flanders fields, the poppies blow between the crosses row on row. It was written to capture the loss of a close friend. It evocatively captures an image of the makeshift wartime cemeteries full of wooden crosses that he would have seen at those times. Those graves, if they survived the devastation of the war, were later replaced by the manicured white gravestones and beautiful gardens of the Commonwealth War Graves Commission. So the honourable interment of the fallen, a day of national remembrance, a reflective silence, a national cenotaph honoured by our leaders, and the symbol of the poppy. All of these independent threads combine to give us this annual ritual that we so willingly participate in each year. The words of Christ are often used to remind us of the nature of sacrifice of our servicemen and women. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. And surely there can be no more profound Christian message echoing our remembrance of Christ through communion. But things move on. The last Tommy from the Great War, Harry Patch, died in 2009, and our World War II veterans are sadly becoming fewer in number too. But did you know that since 1945, British armed forces have seen action over 80 times in at least 47 different countries? This was really brought home to me when I led a service of dedication at the National Arboretum in Staffordshire. It's a landscape of individual memorials surrounded by a central wall with the names of those who have lost their lives in service since 1945. Our regular forces, national servicemen and reservists have seen active service in India, Greece, Palestine, Aden, Honduras, Malaya, Korea, Suez, Kenya, Borneo, Hong Kong, Northern Ireland, the South Atlantic, the Gulf War, Bosnia, Kosovo, Sierra Leone, Iraq, and Afghanistan, to name just a few. And of course, there was the Cold War, which fortunately never became a hot war, while current ongoing operations remind us that today's servicemen and women are exposed to very real danger indeed. I believe that these post-war 1945 operations should become an increasing future focus for remembrance, reminding us of the lived experience of our current servicemen and women and their families in a post-war World War landscape. Remembrance continues to demonstrate that as we commemorate the fallen, we can support the living through the work of the Royal British Legion and other service charities. And that's why it's really important to understand and explain that today is not a glorification of war. War is evil, and it must be avoided at all costs. And in this corner of Kent, it was particularly impacted during the two world wars. But you don't need me to tell you that. Some of you will have experienced war directly, or members of your family will have served. And it is them that we recall today, giving particular thanks for the lives of those who did their bit, but paid the ultimate sacrifice through their service. The Gospel of James challenges us to recognize that wars are man-made. Those conflicts and disputes among you, where do they come from? Do they not come from your cravings that are within you? Well, Psalm 46 tells us of the power of the Lord to bring peace. He makes wars cease to the ends of the earth. He breaks the bow and shatters the spear, and he burns the shield with fire. By the door of the church, there is a list of all those from this small parish in this coastal corner of East Kent who served in the world wars. And as we honour those who fell, exactly as generations of parishioners in this village of River have done before us, we particularly remember those listed on our own simple war memorial, our village cenotaph. We will remember them.
As we remember and join together, we do so not only in England but across the United Kingdom of Great Britain. We're going to sing a great Welsh hymn, Guide Me, O Thou Great Redeemer. Heard of remembrance, and now we commit ourselves afresh to serving God to bring peace and hope. Let us commit ourselves to responsible living and faithful service. Will you strive for all that makes for peace?
We will.
Will you seek to heal the wounds of war? Will you work for a just future for all humanity?
We will.
Merciful God, we offer to you the fears in us that have not yet been cast out by love. May we accept the hope you have placed in the hearts of all people to live lives of justice, courage and mercy through Jesus Christ, our risen Redeemer. Amen. We're going to collect the wreaths and the flags and banners, and then we will remain standing to sing our national anthem. So if I can invite the brownies and the guides to come and collect the flags, first of all. right way round. Okay. Thank you, girls. Actually, if you want to just come and stand, you stand just that side, just there next in front of the piano. Collect your one as well. If you'd like to come forward and collect your wreaths, please. Thank you very much. I think there we go. That's yours. As you stand, let's sing our national anthem. We've got 2 verses today. We're going to make our way out to our village memorial. If you wish to remain seated, the service will be relayed on the screen here, so please feel free to stay in here. It's not raining, and if you'd like to make your way out through the double doors. So if you want to go. So we're going to go to our right